Hi, my name is Kim Bland, and I am currently a student at Southeastern University. And today we are going to be discussing organizational theories. What we will be taking a look at is the definition and the application of population ecology theory, and the definition and application, or how we apply agency theory. So let's take a look at the introduction here. Organizational theory intends to inform companies about how to organize, manage, and serve leaders. Most organizations are designed and they are purposeful in accomplishing goals and objectives. So, two types of organizational theories include population ecology theory and agency theory. So, as we take a look at the definition of population ecology theory, we are going to say that it is the overall study of organizational diversity. It is the role of the environment that associates to the survival of an organization. It explains the company's birth, mortality, and evolution. Population ecology models include how the structure of an organization limits or slows down the company's ability to change, how the organization behaves, grows, and interacts, and the importance of the external environment to a company's survival. So I'd like you to note here that actually most companies resist change until they have a major crisis. So as we take a look at how would we apply the population of ecology theory, and I would take on a question-based approach in my consulting if I was going into a company, and what we would do is we would conduct one-on-one interviews to answer the following questions. Is the company resisting change? Are the right people in the right places on the bus? What do the organizational routines look like? And is there any shifts that need to happen? Are the job roles accurate? Are they correct? Are the right people again in those positions? What does the decision-making process look like? Does it need to shift? Does it need to change? And then what are the cultural norms? And are we updated on the cultural norms that are going on around us? Is the organization thriving in a current environment? And is the company paying attention to the external environment? After we have gone through these one-on-one interview questions, we will then sit down and have a roundtable discussion to uncover the one-on-one interview results. We will then create ideas that may need to create change in the environment that we are currently working in, or what action steps would we need to take, or further discussion that may need to happen over all of these questions. So the next definition we're going to take a look at is agency theory. So this universal agency relationship is one party, the principal, delegates work to another party, which is the agent, who then performs the work. And as I'm discussing here, you guys can take a look at table 1 as well as the agency theory overview. There's two concerns with agency overview. They include the goals. So when the goals of the principal and the agent are in conflict, what do we do? With risk sharing, when the principal and the agent have different attitudes toward risk. And as we take a look at risk, you take a look at the problem domain area at the bottom of the agent theory overview in table 1 here. Risks will include things such as compensation, regulation, leadership, impression management, whistleblowing, etc. And as we think about this, I want you to note cross-functional teams see issues usually very differently. So overall, the principal and agent are engaged in cooperative behavior, but usually have very differing goals and attitudes towards the risk. So let's continue on with this thought in the agent theory. So the theory then builds on the delegation by the sponsors, owners, and shareholders. So those would be the principal for a profit organization to the managers, which would be the agents of authority and responsibility. The chief and senior executives seem to be only motivated by rewards and pleasing the owners, shareholders, and board of directors, whereas the corporate owners and agents are individualistic, self-serving, and really looking for their own opportunities. So as we take a look at this and think about this, how would we apply the discussion of agency theory and take a look and say, how do we maybe shift this approach? How do we shift our mindset on this? So again, I would use a question-based approach, and I would sit down with the company, and what we would ask is there any concerns with agency theory in the company? We would then again conduct those one-on-one interviews, and what we would identify is the goals of the senior executives, the goals of the managers, and then we're going to ask the question, are we in conflict? We'd identify the risk preferences, and we'd for the senior executives, the risk preferences for the managers. And again, we'd ask a question, are we out of alignment when it comes to our preferences? We would then jump in again to a roundtable discussion on the agency theory, the results of the interview, and any ideas that we would have to shift. So in conclusion, as we take a look at organizational theory, it is extremely important to the growth of organizations. The questions that I want you to ask yourself is your company growing and thriving in terms of people? Is your company growing and thriving in regards to environmental change? I want to thank you for your time. And if you do have any questions, you can contact me at kbland1@seu.edu. I do hope you have a great day today. And if you want to take a look at the references, they are here on this page. Thank you very much for your time today.